Hi, everybody. It's Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes, and it's a Friday, so we're here to the last weekend of the summer season, and it's definitely going to feel very unsummer-like because we have some very cool temperatures that we're going to experience beginning today, where we will be struggling to get out of the 60s, and we probably won't get back above 70 until perhaps next Tuesday. And the nights are going to be cool too. We're going to be down in the 40s and cold spots will be down in the 30s. So you have that to look forward to. So on the satellite, we had a little bit of rain overnight along the immediate coast. The remnants of Hurricane Sally now moving away to the northeast, as you can see. And behind that, drier air. We still have some clouds to work through, so we'll have decreasing clouds and increasing amounts of sunshine as we go through the day. I think it'll be more in the way of sunshine during the afternoon from northwest to southeast. Also, want to point out that in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico, we have Tropical Depression 22, which looks like it will become a tropical storm later today, which will give us Wilfred, and that is the last name on the hurricane list. We've run through the whole list, and the next storm after this one will go to the Greek alphabet, and it will be known as Alpha. The radar this morning is actually pretty decent. All the rain is offshore. You can see it here off the Delaware coast, off the Delmarva Peninsula, and just southeast of southeastern New England. So we're all done as far as rain is concerned, and we're not going to see anything of consequence on the radar for the next 5 days at least. And in fact, we may not get any rain around here for the next 7 days if the Weather Prediction Center folks are correct. If you take a look at their rainfall forecast map, bone dry from New England down into the mid-Atlantic states with all the moisture well offshore. And then, of course, you see the 10 to 15 inch plus rains being generated for the Texas coast and down to coastal Louisiana. That is for the tropical depression slash soon to be tropical storm that's going to be developing in the Gulf of Mexico. So let's take you forward here with the upper air for the next 7 to 10 days. Really, it's pretty much the same story here. You'll see the feature that is out in the Atlantic. This is Teddy, that is right over here. And we're looking at the upper air map for 2 a.m. Saturday morning. Trough in the eastern part of the United States. There's an upper high out to the east. So Teddy is caught in the weakness, and it's going to be moving more northerly. And then after that, we think that it's going to wind up going straight north and heading up for Nova Scotia early next week. A close pass to Bermuda Sunday night into Monday, probably going by to the east of the island. And then it looks like it'll be heading to Nova Scotia because this upper trough in the east moves offshore, cuts off, a cutoff low that forms southeast of Cape Cod, and Teddy gets wrapped up in that cutoff and drawn northwestward and northward toward Nova Scotia, and then the remnant low probably heads up into Newfoundland. This is going to mean rough surf for us, but with a hurricane out to the east, that means high pressure is along the east coast, so our weather is going to be great into next week. And in fact, as we roll along, other than another cold front coming through late next week, it really looks relatively uneventful. So I think we're going to be in very good shape here as we move forward with respect to sunshine and no rain. It is getting very dry in a lot of places again, so we can't go too long without getting at least something as far as rainfall is concerned. But with the trough further out to the east and a northwest flow, it's going to be very hard to produce. Look at that big high building in. That is a very, very strong high building into the northeast and mid-Atlantic states over the weekend. And there you see Teddy on the lower right. On the lower left, you see what probably will be a tropical storm Wilfred. And Teddy passes east of Bermuda by a fair distance here, thankfully, and that would be during Monday morning, and then accelerates north and then turns northwestward and makes a run right into Nova Scotia, possibly as a Category 2 hurricane. It gets a little tricky with these things when they get this far north and start moving at such a rapid rate because they will transition over into a very strong non-tropical storm, but a storm is a storm, and I think the folks in southeastern Canada and particularly in Nova Scotia should be paying attention to this going forward. So let's look at these systems in the tropics. There's Depression 22. You can definitely see that there is a circulation there, the clouds turning counterclockwise, and the gradual expansion of the convection. There's an Air Force reconnaissance aircraft on its way there, so I wouldn't be surprised if by midday this winds up being upgraded to a tropical storm. And here are the hurricane tracking model forecasts moving northeast and then turning westward. And there's a lot of indecisiveness here in terms of what's going to happen to this in the longer term. This thing's going to be around and meandering around in the Western Gulf for 4 or 5 days at least. And this is going to also lend to the possibility that if it gets close enough to land, it might hang around there for a while. And that's why we saw all that rain being forecast by the Weather Prediction Center folks. And here's the for Hurricane Center's official track on this: 22.9, 94.1. Top winds are 35 miles an hour. Forecast to become a hurricane sometime late Sunday into Monday morning. We'll see how the upper air handles that. And there is Teddy on the satellite, a well-defined eye. The storm looks a little less developed as it did yesterday. Maybe it's weakened just a little bit. We also have a strong tropical wave here in the Atlantic that looks like overnight and this morning has gotten a little bit better organized. We'll see what the Hurricane Center says about this later today. The tracking models all go northwest till it reaches a couple of 100 miles south of Bermuda. Then it turns sharply northward and northwestward into Nova Scotia. They're all in the same place. The global models are all in the same place. So we tend to go along with the idea of the longer term threat for Tuesday for southeastern Canada and Nova Scotia. Here's the Hurricane Center's official forecast track: northwest, and then turning sharply northward for early next week. So I think we'll wrap it up here on Weather in 5, the Joe and Joe Weather Show. Coming up tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on my YouTube channel, so be sure to tune into that. And we'll see you later.